Let's talk tea then. Okay. So for those of you who are unaware or are just not inside the whole like drama of streamers and whatnot, what happened was that there is this really big content creator. His name is Sykkuno. There was this document, this Google Docie that came out, and the Google Docie exposed him for literally being a serial cheater and an asshole. The moment this Google Doc came out, a really big content creator called Mujin uploaded a video explaining everything, but because he uploaded this like 1 hour after the original video came out, and because he used a lot of words that rubbed some people wrong, he's now kind of suffering some backlash on his side. And so are the victims that came out with the original Google document. So Too Long Didn't Read, the document covers 2 different people. The first one is this individual, I'm gonna call her Mal, so Hemomal VTuber, and the other person is called Elfilea. So I'm gonna call her Leia. For Sykkuno, a little bit of context about him: he rose to fame around like the COVID time, playing Among Us with like Lily Pichu and whatnot. He was averaging like 50 people, like 50 viewers, like easily. Nowadays, like his viewer base has significantly decreased, so he's averaging like 2K. So he's not anywhere to the 50K that he once was, but he's still considered a very big content creator. The first part of the document covers Mal's experience with Sykkuno. So she was followed by Sykkuno on Twitter. So she texted him first, was being like very like flirty.
Are you still looking for a Valentine Day perhaps?
With a little Sabrina Carpenter emoji. He was just like,
"Well, you can't just open up with something like that. And besides, Valentine's Day is almost over where I'm from already."
This is also very important because Sykkuno is known as a boy failure. A boy failure is basically a man who is kind of golden retriever energy, but is just naive. So see it like this: imagine this really hot guy that doesn't know that he's hot. He's just clumsy, he's messy, he's funny. He doesn't understand when girls are flirting with him. Like, he doesn't get it. He's so naive. He's just this pure naive individual. As a girl, like, when you see a boy failure, you tend to be like, oh, I really want to like be the one that like he will understand my advances. Like, I will teach him like everything. Streaming does enhance your emotions, right? And some streamers fake a whole ass personality, fake relationships with their chat, like their parasocial chat, just because that personality like will make them more famous or will give them more money. Kind of like how some female streamers, they prey on parasocial relationships by telling the viewers that, oh yeah, no, I will totally go on a date with you just because that viewer is giving them money. You know, I have seen that happen. It is a thing, and it works on both sides. So this to say that Sykkuno has this whole persona of being a boy failure, you know, this naive guy. That's why like when she sends this flirty message, he's like, oh, what? You can't just open up with something like that. Like, I'm not prepared. I'm so naive. Then they started talking. And then at this point, like, Sykkuno slid into her personal Instagram with his actual account. Sykkuno started making plans to meet her in person. And then this is where things started to hit the fan, because Sykkuno started leading Mal on, saying like, we'll move in together, like, you're gonna come live with me in America, like, we're gonna get a cat, we're gonna name the cat, I don't know, something. So like, he basically started giving her hopes that they were gonna be in a relationship. And by the way, this happened as well, like, incredibly fast. This conversation happened 2 days after literally this conversation up here. So this was like 2 days after. It was going really fast, right? Oh, and by the way, he's 34. She's 15 years younger than him, give or take. And Sykkuno started lying, saying that he was single, you know, saying that he only had one relationship in his life. They started to do some sexting, which I will not read, obviously. She said that she would send him suggestive pictures. He'd act flustered and inexperienced. So this is literally like the whole boy failure thing I was telling you guys about. You know, they would text every day, they would call every day. So almost as if they were in a relationship. And then at this point, Sykkuno would literally send her money. So here's some proof of some money he sent her. If I'm remembering from the video, basically like she wanted to play a game and then he paid her the game, which was like these $82. I think he bought her a jacket or a shirt, something like that. That was like $200. It's important to mention that Mal is what is considered a small content creator. I don't know her size in terms of like Twitch streaming or like YouTube streaming. I don't know her size, but she's considered small. And she had been seeing him since she was like 15, 16. So she was a little bit starstruck in the sense of like, okay, this dude, like he's so big and I like him and he's so cute. And like, I guess like he's someone that I admired for so long and now he's actually paying attention to me. Like, I understand how that can, you know, make you ignore a lot of the red signs. Plus, she's 20, like her frontal cortex is not fully developed yet. We now move on to the second victim, Elfilea. So Leia, she ended up talking with Mal, and they connected the stories and understood that Sykkuno was also talking with Leia at the same time he was talking with Mal. Sykkuno ended up being known for sending like hundreds of dollars to girls he wants to get involved with. What happened was that Leia went to Paris for a TFT tournament, and he also paid for all the expenses of the Paris trip. And he sent her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. Okay, here are their DMs in which we can see that he offered to pay for her flight to Paris as well as the food, hotel fee. So basically like taking care of her completely, right? So now Leia would talk to Sykkuno on and off for the span of 5 years. And here's the thing, eventually it came out that Sykkuno had a girlfriend for the last 5 years. So he started dating his girlfriend in 2021 while he was flirting with other girls. And by the way, Leia admits that she did not like get led on by Sykkuno. So like apparently like they would flirt, but she didn't think that they were gonna be in a relationship. Okay, but she ended up sleeping with him at Paris TFT event. Okay, he started asking Leia if she was going to go to a different event, and I'm pretty sure that like he was also like I mean, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he might have been trying to do the same thing as he did with Paris. I don't know. The reason why this shit didn't hit the fan before is because there was no public statements, there was no sufficient evidence, there was nothing. Rumors still spread, a lot of content creators would know about this, but it was not something that was known to the public up until now. I don't feel like this is as important as the rest of the document is, but too long didn't read. The reason like why this is happening now is because apparently Mal talked to someone, or someone went to talk to her, and she basically through that person she found out that Sykkuno was cheating like on his girlfriend of 5 years, right? The problem with this though is that Mal says exposing Sykkuno as a serial cheater, master manipulator, and dangerous predator. People have no beef with the claim that he's a serial cheater because he is, right? Like, he's a master manipulator, yes. Now, a dangerous predator. A lot of people were not happy with how the word predator was used in this scenario, right? So you can see that there are a lot of like people showcasing support, but then there's also people like this. So for example,
I like how this chick is making this out to be some grand crime and him destroying the life of millions of people. So he cheated and he's a scummy playboy. So what?
Oh, and yeah, another thing that was mentioned, there was this voice chat it was not leaked, it was posted alongside the document, where Sykkuno actually admits to everything that he did. The problem with that is Mal, at the end of the call, Sykkuno asked,
like, okay, so that's it, like we're never talking again.
And she says,
What? Like, no. I believe in second chances. We can still be friends.
Once again, after knowing like everything, my opinion on this matter as a woman, my 2 grains of salt. Is Sykkuno a serial cheater? Yes. Is Sykkuno a master manipulator? Yes. Is he a dangerous predator? No. He may have had predatory behaviors in the sense of he has an MO, he knows that the MO works, so he's going to be preying on smaller content creators. If we're referring to predator in that scenario, yes. If we're talking about Sykkuno being a predator in, like, legally, no. Well, the way people have been exposed, he could be, but we shouldn't say it without proof. Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that maybe he actually is a predator. Maybe it is, but until there's actual proof, then you can't actually say that he's a predator legally. There are victims of SA and rape and whatnot, and these victims, like, they are real, right? And they have been abused by an actual predator. And then in this case, you don't have proof that he did such things. So calling him a predator, right? Like, or in this case, like a dangerous predator, it might be a bit too far-fetched. This is a very tricky situation because you can clearly see that, yes, they are starstruck, but at the same time, as a woman, it's very hard for me to swallow this whole scenario of, okay, you called him out on his bullshit. I am, like, that makes me really happy. But then you tell him that, oh, we can still be friends? That's the same thing as having, like, the guy who cheated on my best friend come talk to me and be like,
oh, but I still want to be friends with you.
And I tell him,
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you didn't cheat on me, you just cheated on my best friend.
as a woman, that makes me feel uneasy. Problem is that I don't know if this is what she thinks, but the impression that it gives to the rest of the people is that she's just trying to use him. Maybe she wants to get money because she does have like the verified Twitter account. Maybe she's trying to get some other type of something like fame, glory, I don't know. Because once again, we're also talking about small content creators, so they're also in the grind, they're also trying to get stuff. And once again, I'm not invalidating that what he did was not trashy. It is very trashy. But the moment you say that, oh yeah, okay, you did not cheat on me and I believe in second chances, so you can still talk to me. Like, no, like you're not being supportive of the girlfriend. Like, because she does mention that, like, oh yeah, I want to know how your girlfriend is doing. I want you to tell me. Like, brother, no, he doesn't have to tell you shit. If you want to know how the girlfriend is doing, ask someone else that you know that knows the girlfriend. You know, and ask after a couple of weeks to see if she's okay. It feels really off. And people started digging into Mal, and now they've discovered that, you know, she likes to expose cheating scandals, like, because a girl, like someone named Vanessa or something, like, came out and, you know, she started talking about it. And now a lot of people are coming and giving her some backlash because of it. And then now some people are also digging into Leia's past, and they are checking like her old tweets and realizing that, oh, she said she dated this guy for like 4 months, like from 4 months until now, but that was the time where she was also with Sykkuno. So was she cheating on the guy? Did she got the timestamps wrong? Like, what's happening? Are you also a serial cheater or not? Like, what is happening, right? Because of all of these things that have been found out, people are now taking this in a very different way, because now they're thinking like, oh, was all of this made up? Because the reliability of their testimonies has now come into question, because there are things that Mal says in the video that don't match with what was said in the document. There is things from Mal's past that have surfaced that she has done this before. Leia, maybe she allegedly cheated on the boyfriend or not. So, like, they're basically, to the public, they are starting to become non-credible. Like, they're losing their credibility, right? And of course, so is Muujin, right? Because Muujin was one of the big advocates of this situation, right? And now he's getting a lot of backlash because of this. And so there are some girls that have been coming out with their stories. But the big one that came out was this individual here. Yeah, we're just gonna see the video because I haven't actually watched it yet. This is another streamer. She has come out and shared apparently some allegations.
I went to Evil Las Vegas alone. But I wasn't alone. I shared a hotel room with Sykkuno. But I didn't know that he had other intentions. And I didn't ask him to share a room with me. I just simply asked him, "Hey, are you going to Evil Las Vegas?" He said yes. And I said, "Oh, I'm trying to go this year. I'm looking at hotels and everything's so expensive. Do you pretty much have like any recommendations?" Like, I know he lives in Las Vegas. And he said, "Oh, you're planning on coming. I actually have room if you just want to like room with me." And I said, and I at first was not against it. I was like, "Are you sure?" Like, no, I don't want to intrude. Like, I don't mind getting my own hotel and all this. Like, I was insistent on being like, "Oh no, it's fine." And then He said, no, like, I have extra room. I already paid for it. And I even asked him, I'm like, are you rooming with a group or with friends? And he said, no, but there's 2 beds. So, like, you'll get your own bed. You know, like, yeah.
So far, all I'm seeing is that, okay, so she did willingly comply to go to the hotel. Not saying she complied to with anything else, but, you know, she acknowledged that, you know, she would be in the same hotel with him.
So I took his offer.
Okay, yeah. There you go.
Being a dumbass, I took his offer. But I did later. I even offered to pay him back. I said, how much should I save up for accommodations? And he said, oh, no, you don't have to pay me back. Like, I already have room for the hotel. You don't have to pay me back. So, yeah, I shared a room with Sykkuno.
So for me, it's kind of weird, 2 things. So the first thing is like, okay, he lives in LA already, but he already got a hotel room prepared. I don't know. Feels a bit wonky, but I mean, the guy is rich, so maybe he just wanted to spend some money. The second thing, though, you always have to take everything with a grain of salt. As a woman, you cannot think that someone that is rich, like a millionaire or whatever, like someone that is huge, someone that is crazy big, and is going to offer you like a hotel room or a trip somewhere or anything out of the kindness of their own hearts. I'm not saying that there are no people like this. Maybe there are. But the probability of you finding like that unicorn, like of that 1 in a million, like it's not gonna work. If I had a friend in this specific scenario where she told me like,
You know, this guy is going to buy me a trip to go to LA. He's going to buy me the hotel. He's got me covered. You know, he's going to help me with everything.
the first thing I will tell my friend will be, girl, be careful. If you want to go. It's your life. But be careful, because there's no such thing as this random ass mega super big creator that's gonna give you like his money, his time, attention, whatever it might be, and not expect anything back. You gotta pay him, quote unquote, in any means.
At Evil Las Vegas. And we had plans to watch a movie together. We had plans to watch a horror movie together, Until Dawn. That movie's ass. Actually, I didn't even get to finish it, but that movie's ass. He has a hotel even though he lives in Vegas. Yes.
Why is she taking so long? Like, was she doing this like in a live stream or something?
We were watching the movie, and he started to get very angsty or something. I don't know how to explain.
Wait, I am not a native English speaker. I need to understand angsty meaning. So he started to become anxious about something. Okay.
But he pretty much tried to make a move on me. And
Shockers. Wow. Who is surprised? And once again, I am not saying this to be mean. I am not saying this is something that should happen. I think it's terrible that it happens, right? But it is the reality that we live in. It's crazy how you, as a woman, cannot see that there is a transaction going on. That people are not going to do things out of the kindness of their own hearts, right? Especially men. I am so sorry. I'm not saying it's all men, but like when I say men, it's in the sense of like a single dude that probably had shown interest in her before. If he was not interested in sleeping with her, I think he would have said something along the lines of,
"Oh, it's okay. You can pay me back like after the event, or like you can pay me back when you have the money, or like yeah, you can pay me back. Like the room is gonna be this."
because that way she's not going to feel indebted to him, because this is the whole MO, right? Like, and it's shitty. Once again, it's shitty. But at the end of the day, it's like there's no such thing as a free lunch, because people will take advantage of you. They will, like, regardless of your gender, by the way. But men will often take more advantage of you if you do not know how to read the signs. It is expected. It is expected. That is the problem. Is like, as a girl, you have to expect these things. Like, you cannot believe that everything is gonna be good to you, or that every single individual, like, or that every single man is not gonna have second intentions towards you, because that way you're gonna be used and abused, and then you're gonna be in these shitty situations.
I was fully trying to say like I'm just here to watch the movie. Like I'm just here to watch the movie.
She's thinking on what she has
But
to say.
me being a dumbass and not being very like, what's the word? Very strong in like mentally, not physically. I mean like maybe this is a people pleaser in me, but
It's not the people pleaser, it's the fact that this girl felt indebted, like she owed him something. This is how it works. She doesn't want to fully say like,
Oh yeah, no, like I don't really want to do anything like that. Like I don't. I just want to watch the movie. Like just let me be.
Plus, by the way, I also do not know the context of like, was she alone with him, like watching the movie? Because a man tends to be a lot stronger than women, tends to be, generally speaking. So maybe she could have been feeling a bit anxious, a bit scared. I know she didn't mention this, I'm just saying hypothetically, but you can tell that she literally regrets the situation because she looks very anxious, she looks very uncomfortable talking about this. But at the same time, it's like, babes, it's not a matter of you being mentally strong, it's a matter of like saying no. No is no.
I don't know, benefit of the doubt, or because I still thought he was cute, or I don't know.
Okay, so there was still interest on her part.
He tried to make a move on me, resolute, I don't know, but he made a move on me. It did take
She has a really cute voice,
like
though.
30 minutes. Wow, I don't want to share that. I don't like sharing this on. This is like so personal. Like I don't talk about my intimate life at all. But I don't sleep with anyone that I'm not dating. And it didn't happen that night. I didn't want it to happen. So instead, I just gave him oral. Okay?
This is rough. This is tough to watch. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Because, like, I understand what she's saying. I understand where she's coming from. I don't know if she understands that this whole thing was a manipulation, right? He made her feel indebted to him and got his way, right? Now, here's the thing. She did mention that she found him cute. So I'm not saying that, like, this wasn't done consensually. Clearly, maybe she is regretting now that everything has come, like, afloat. Was she regretting it before? We don't know. There's a term for this in psychology. We call normal reciprocity. She feels like she has to pay back in some way. Exactly, since she received a room and food for free. Exactly, it's literally that. At the same time, it's like she also consented to it, right? Because this is a very slippery slope of like, okay, sure, we can argue that, you know, she was lied to, she was manipulated, she felt betrayed, and now she regrets it. But at the time, she also consented.
And then when he fell asleep, I got out of bed and I just ate a banana and I was just staring out the window. I was dissociating. I think I was straight up just dissociating. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? What just happened? And then in the morning, I barely slept that night. Then in the morning, he didn't really want to talk about it. And I was just kind of trying to open it up and talk to him about like what happened. And then we were going to talk about it, I don't know, later or something. I don't know, but I can't remember. But he ends up hugging me. But then pushes me onto the bed. from the hug. And
I'm so sorry. That's a really weird riz, bro. I don't want to be that person, but that's a really weird riz. Like, you're hugging someone and you just push them into the bed while hugging. Like, that's not usually how it goes.
we end up having sex. And
Okay.
I
Yes.
didn't have it in me to tell him to stop. So I just let it happen. And while this was happening, while we were doing it, I always wear protection, and I only sleep with people I'm in a relationship with. So I'm not used to one night stands or anything like that. But we were not using protection, and I'm legally hard of hearing, if you guys don't know already.
There's a reason why at weddings, like when the priest says, "Does anyone object to the union of these two people? Speak now or be quiet forever." Silence is consent, like quote unquote. Ideally, consent should be actually said. But here's the thing: if the guy thinks you are enjoying it and if it's something that you want, and if you don't tell him specifically to stop, the guy will think that you are into him. Like, the guy will think that you are into it. You always have like a little bit of kissing, etc. before, whatever. Like, he's not gonna immediately put it in you, right? I mean, ideally he wouldn't, and I hope he didn't, because that otherwise that sounds kind of painful. But if you do not speak up in this situation, and like if you did gave him oral the previous day, like, I'm not saying that like it is correct what he did if it's something that you did not consent to, but at the same time you gave him hints that you were actually like into him and that you actually wanted it. What I know is that people don't have crystal balls up their asses. So like, if you do not consent, like if you do not say, "Oh, I don't want this," people will not know. Clearly you're not mute, so you can talk. You could tell him no. And on top of that, it's like, I don't really like how she is constantly emphasizing, like, "Oh yeah, I don't sleep around, like, I don't usually do this. This is very private, blah, blah, blah." Like, I think she's not doing this intentionally, by the way. But I think what it's coming off as is a way of her trying to garner sympathy from other people. This went out to be bad PR for her at the end. Yeah, so here's the thing. I feel like I'm not saying that she wasn't a victim, right? Like, once again, I think all of these girls are victims of his manipulation and of his lying. I understand that sometimes they only talk after someone breaks the lid, because you know you don't want to be a victim and be the only one to talk about it, because then like you're going to be the one that's like poorly seen. But at the same time, some people will just like hop into the wagon and be like, "I'm going to milk it for all it has." So
in the heat of the moment, he asked, don't know already, but in the heat of the moment, he asked me if it was safe, and I didn't hear him, but I just said, and he finished inside of me, and then that was it. And then
oh boy,
we just laid there for a little bit, and then I brought it up. I asked him straight up, when was your last relationship, and do you sleep around often? Like, is this normal for you? Because I told him straight up, I do not date with people. I do not sleep with people I do not date.
she's only digging herself deeper, because I am trying to be sympathetic towards her. I am trying to be understanding. I am trying to see all the sides of all the coins. But she's making it really damn hard. She's making it really damn hard. But I think first and foremost, not using protection with someone that you are having smex with and you don't even know this person that well, allegedly, right? Or like you're not in a relationship with them, so like you don't know where he has been hanging. It's like, girl, are you telling me that you were, I guess, naked, and maybe and probably was also naked, and you didn't see him put it in you when you were with nothing. Like, you didn't see him wait 5 minutes so we could put the thing on. Like, you didn't tell him, like, listen, I don't usually do this, but I want protection. Because here's the thing, even if he didn't finish in her, the probability that he would finish in her would still be very high. And even then, like, if you do it without protection, you either have a lot of trust in the person that you're doing it with, or it will end poorly. She didn't hear what it was. For me, already is a bit weird, because if she didn't hear what he asked, how does she know? Like, did they talk about it? But I mean, it's girl, like, this is no longer being a situation of being a people pleaser. You're not valuing yourself enough. Like, you're putting so much value into this individual, and you're valuing yourself below him. Because here's the thing, this is something that is related to you and your health. I'm not saying that he has it, but what if he had like a sexual transmitted disease? Like, you could have gotten really sick out of that. And once again, this is not someone you are in a relationship with. You cannot be putting your faith in God. God is not the one that's going to like make you unpregnant. Everyone knows that God only makes you pregnant. That's what happened to Maria before Jesus was born. Everyone knows that. Yeah, and I also agree, like, agreeing to something you did not really hear is a bit weird. Maybe she was just like, okay, I just want to get this over with, so I'm just gonna say to everything he says. But at the same time, it's like, why would you get yourself in that situation to begin with, love? In my head, there's no other justification as to why this would happen, as to why this would be allowed. She wanted something out of this. Whether that something was a relationship with Sykkuno, maybe raised to her stream, maybe, you know, getting more viewers. I don't know what it was, but this was a transaction. This is what it feels to me. It feels like this was a transaction, and then it came out he had a girlfriend, and maybe she wanted to be like his girlfriend, because that's why she asked the question of like,
oh, what are we now?
Right?
I do not sleep with people that I do not date. That is just a moral of mine.
Girl, we've got it.
I find it very intimate with whoever. So, and I don't actually have I've only ever slept with 3 people. Well, 4 now. But I've only been in 3 relationships. So it was very new to me. I've never had a one-night stand or anything like that. So I asked him, I'm like, is this normal for you? Like, do you sleep around a lot? And he said, no, he was being around the bush the whole time that I was asking these questions, by the way. I'm like, then why did you sleep with me? And he said, oh, it just, giving me really half-ass answers, like, oh, it just, I've known you for a while, and I know you're very sweet, and, you look nice. And then I asked him this question, and I said, when was your last relationship? And he said 3 years ago. So in my head, it's crazy that's why I feel so blindsided and backstabbed, because I asked these questions and they ended up being complete lies. So when I really felt blindsided and backstabbed by all the information that was coming out, I really was, because I asked those 2 questions, like if he was in a relationship or like when his last relationship was, and if he sleeps around, and he told me no, and 3 years ago.
People are trash. People will lie to take advantage of you. That, unfortunately, that is the harsh reality. Like, I'm so sorry. It is. And it is your job as a person to preserve yourself in a way that you will not be taken advantage by other people. For me, it's kind of crazy how she's asking these questions after Smex.
After that, I went on about my date, and then I ended up running into someone I'm very close with, and they offered me to stay in their hotel room because I didn't feel comfortable sleeping in mine. So I ended up sleeping at my friend's hotel room for the next 2 nights. And you guys can even see on Twitter, if you guys look at my Evo outfits, The first outfit is in a very different hotel room than the other two, and that's because I ended up moving to another hotel. The first one is in the one that I'm with Sykkuno. And I ended up sleeping in the hotel that me and Sykkuno had on the last night because he ended up checking out early and sleeping at his house. So that was the only time I saw him. We ran into each other a couple more times at Evo, but we didn't really say anything, and he didn't really want to talk about what happened. And then I struggled with this for a while, and I had someone in my life be there for me and kind of try to help me through this. And my dumbass tried talking about it with Sykkuno later, trying to like understand what happened because it's not something I'm used to. And he pretty much beat around the bush the whole time.
Girl, but what did you expect, man? I am all forward of like, if you need closure, if you need to heal and you need to find your way of healing, like, go do that. But like, you going to talk to Sykkuno and expecting him to give you any other different answer than the answer that was already given the next day when you were like right next to him, like, girl, please, like, no.
And then he would say things like, "Oh, I'm confused. I just wanted to know what you felt about that." And I said, "No, I want to know what you felt about this because I already told you how I felt." And yeah, he said he was sorry that he made me. He was sorry that he gave me that impression, and that he would want to reconcile. And me being the dumbass I am, I still wanted to be friends with him.
Get me out. I'm trying so hard not to be mean, Chad. I'm because I get it. I'm trying so hard. I swear to God I am. I am trying so hard to be comprehensive. I swear to God I am. But it's taking every inch of me to not be like, girl, why do you keep falling for the same shit over and over again? It sounds like you have second intentions. Because it's like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, girl, please just stop. Because the way that she's phrasing it, it sounds like she either wanted it or she wanted something out of this.
For some reason. So I did, and that's why we still played games. And then I ended up seeing him at TwitchCon at the Riot Party, and we actually talked in person for the first time since. And he actually brought that part up and said like he was sorry and stuff, and that he was sorry for giving me the impression. So I really thought he was, you know, honestly sorry, and I accepted it. And I thought I was the only one because I literally straight up asked him if he sleeps around, and he said no. So sorry, I thought I was the only one. Did I think we were going to be in a relationship? No. I knew how much older he was than me.
That's a bit weird though, because like after you guys had smacks, you did ask him like, so kind of now what? Like, what are we? Right? And I'm not saying that with the implication of like, oh, I wanted to be in a relationship with him, but the fact that you ask that, it's kind of like, I understand that you need, like, that she needed some closure, right? That she was like, okay, but what is this? Like, are we fuck buddies? Like, are we in a relationship? What is up, right? I get it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, girl, please. Like, why would you ask that if you had no interest whatsoever? Like, not a single, I don't know. Like I said, this is a very slippery slope situation. This is a very, very slippery slope situation. And anything that anyone says about it, I know what I'm saying will make some people mad. I know like other people will agree with me. Like, other people will be very mad at me because I'm a woman, and I'm like, I'm not taking Sykkuno's side, by the way. I think he's a dick. But I'm also not taking her side, because I am being more compassionate towards her because as a woman I feel it. But here's the thing, like, look who it is. It's the consequences of your own actions. Surprise. You know what I mean?
And I was like, why would he want to be in a relationship with someone much younger? So I didn't really think that, it was, it was going to go anywhere. So yeah, I just said, I think it's fine. Like, we'll just reconcile as friends. And that's that. And then
Yeah. I'm not gonna see the whole thing, like we're just seeing like this one. I feel like this one is enough. I want to make this crystal clear. I'm not taking Sykkuno's side because, like, once again, I think he's a dick. I think he's a piece of shit. I think he used and abused her. I think he used and abused the other girls as well. When I mean abuse, I mean it's in the sense of like he's abusing his power. That's what I mean. It's not abuse as in he beat her up, as in like he verbally assaulted her. No, like in a power abuse, like in the power dynamic. He is abusing his power, right? Like he's using it to his advantage. That's what I mean. Now, do I think that they are 100% victims in all of this and that they're not maybe like... Once again, it's like I can't, in my head, it's like I cannot fend them of like, okay, you have this single guy, allegedly, because we didn't know like he was cheating. Like we have this alleged single guy that is paying a lot of stuff for you and you are gonna spend the night with him, like not literally with him but like in the same room as him, and you're expecting nothing to happen. It's just a very, very messy situation.